The Chosen is under another wave of scrutiny, y'all. And The Chosen is known for its prolific TV series that is indie funded and crowd funded about the life of Christ and his disciples. All right. But something interesting happened in this month of Pride Month where there's having Christians all over the global whatever going in outrage. And we're going to see what it is today. All right. So let's go ahead and get it. So today, I pulled up this creator named Nick Jones. Nick Jones is a famous Christian YouTuber, but he covers it very well. And I wanted to watch his video, and I wanted you to also see the creator of The Chosen response to this very thing that we're going to discuss today. All right. So let's go ahead and get it. And I'll give you my thoughts in the end.
Y'all, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. They got another one. They got The Chosen. They really got The Chosen.
Real quick, y'all. So you notice there's a small flag over and to the left. All right. I don't know if y'all can see my cursor, but this right here. I'm going to fast forward this. Well, I'm going to speed. Okay. It's already fast. But
they really got The Chosen. They really got The Chosen. The Chosen out here flying the flag on the set. So it's one thing to fly the flag on the set, right? It's another thing to intentionally edit it into the video and then post that video on YouTube. They got another one, y'all. They got another one, y'all. Say it ain't so. Christians, just like we boycotted Target and Bud Light, we need to boycott The Chosen. Now, those are not my words. Those are the words of John Root on Twitter. It says the promotion of the pride flag is never acceptable in church or any form of ministry. This is a tweet from John Root. While you boycott and encourage friends and family to do the same thing, please pray for Dallas Jenkins, the actors, actresses, production crew, and everyone at Angel Studio so they may understand the error of their ways. So that's a tweet.
And this is a tweet by this guy named John Root. I don't even know who John Root is. I don't know. But he's calling out to all Christians saying, boycott The Chosen series. All right. Let's keep it going.
From John Root. Don't know who that is. That's a tweet from John Root. Now, Dallas Jenkins
this is
seemingly responded, and I'm going to show you because his actors and the people who are working on The Chosen are all defending the pride flag being on the set, which we'll talk about in a second. But Dallas Jenkins seemingly responded 5 hours ago by saying, no comment.
Sheesh. Our guy Dallas Jenkins, right? He just put it no comment. And I'm going to say this. And what we're going to see his response video, right? This is wise. A man that knows that this is a touchy topic, and he realized that somebody posted a video of somebody flying the pride flag on set. He could approach it right now, but he will be doing it out of panic. He'll be doing it in a spite, just so that he can try to calm the horde, right? But wisdom says be slow to speak. So he just says, no comment. And no comment is pretty much acknowledging that he's aware of what's happening with social media. He's aware of what's happening around him. But he chooses not to speak on it, and he chooses to speak when he determines to speak. That is wise. That's something that we can learn. Let's keep going.
No comment. That's what Dallas Jenkins has to say about it. Now, what's super interesting, this article from Newsweek, it says Jesus TV show actors defend the pride flag on set after calls to boycott. Some people are saying to shut it down. Some people are saying to shut it down. And look, you know what I said? I said this when they were getting success in the box office, when they released The Chosen, I think it was season 3, it came out in theaters, and they did millions of dollars in the box office. And I said, wow, although I think it's incredible that they're having this much success and that they're bringing so much attention to Christian media acquired by Lionsgate. So y'all got to understand something. The Chosen is not this, we're independent, crowdfunded. They still might be crowdfunded, but they're no longer this small operation. They're operating at a much larger scale. And when you're operating at such a large scale as they're stepping into, now signing a worldwide distribution rights deal with Lionsgate, now they are, quote unquote, in bed with some very large players in the space of media and entertainment. They have to conform to the views of which mainstream media wants them to conform to. And
how dare you?
Not true. Not true. This is where I disagree with him. And and again, I like this brother's content overall. I like his content, and he is a true believer in Christ. But I disagree with him. You do not have to change your theology. You do not have to change who you are as an entity, as the chosen, to get a distribution deal. The reason why I know that is because there are Christian artists like Nick D, who is an overtly Christian artist who makes love music about his wife, who gets distribution deals, just small inkling distribution deals, and his content doesn't have to change. People just want, these companies just want money. So if this right here is making money and making waves, which it is, then they want parts of it. They don't want you to change in order for you to lose what got you to the point where you at now. Okay? Now, this is the thing. I want to go ahead and move on to the response of all this accusation from Dallas Jenkins himself, right? But this is the thing, y'all. Many people on the set was actually what? Defending the camera guys who had that flag on set.
Here since season 1, just visiting the set, and it's really emotional to see how The Chosen has grown, how the message has reached so many, how the mission remains the same, to reach people with the authentic Jesus. Talk about the responsibility, now with just a greater reach and new partnerships with Lionsgate and things like that. That responsibility obviously intensifies. People get worried that maybe things will change because, there's big things happening. Talk about that.
Well, I understand people getting worried if they start to see the content itself getting impacted. That's a problem. Other than that, the expansion of the content, the growth of the audience is out of our control. I can't predict it. We work hard to try to get in front of more eyeballs, but we don't know how well our efforts will always succeed. That's why I've got a shirt that says 5 and 2. We focus, and I can tell you this internally. It is a mission. It is the DNA of our organization that we focus on the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, not on trying to multiply them in a miraculous way. God does that. Our work stays the same. The responsibility isn't actually more intense for us.
Y'all, did y'all hear what he said? He said, our job is not to constantly multiply. That is God's job. And what he's also inadvertently saying is, because he said previous to this, he said, I understand if the content and the theology and the message itself begins to dilute and decay, then I understand where the problem is. But guess what? It never did. The content never changed. This person that had that flag probably was a camera guy for them for the previous seasons, and we would have never known it. The content and the message was always the same. It never was affected. And he said if it were to be affected, and this is what he's also saying, again, like I said, he said our job is to focus on the 5 and the 2. Right? It's not our job to multiply it. That is God. I cannot control who comes in and wants to watch. But what I can control is just what God placed in my hands. All right. And then if you just focus on what God has placed in your hands and not try to multiply it, right, you will not jump through hurdles that you're not meant to jump through in the beginning.
Whether there's 10 million people watching or 100 people watching, I can't afford to get this wrong either way when I'm trying to accurately portray the character and intentions of Jesus in the Gospels. So I took it seriously when no one was watching. You were paying attention to the show before we were cool. And if you when you talk to me then and you talk to me now, I don't think you've seen much difference in our focus and our intensity and our passion to get this right. And so I'm not sure I totally agree that the responsibility is bigger or more intense. It just means that there happens to be more people watching, but I got to get it right either way.
Yeah, the mission stays the same.
It doesn't matter who's watching. Well, it does, but at the end of the day, the numbers doesn't matter to him because That is not his job. His job is to make the best content possible by still keeping the authentic gospels threaded into the show. Does this sound like a man who has compromised himself just to make big deals?
That the notion that God doesn't expect us to be, he knows that we're not going to be perfect, is an excuse for me as a believer and as an evangelical and as a leader of an organization and as someone who's charged with telling the story to kind of have a, whatever happens when it comes to my behavior. Obviously, I'm still called to holiness and called to righteousness and to pursue it.
What did he just say? He's hitting it, y'all. What else do we want? This is why we as believers cannot have good content. This is why sometimes the best videographer might be gay. Y'all may not like that. Y'all may not like that. Sometimes the best photographer may actually be what? Drag. Again, this is not a ministry. And he's going to discuss this. Hey, this is not a church. This is different when you're hiring somebody to be a pastor or a minister or an elder of your body in the church. This is a TV show that God is using to depict the gospels. That is it. So it's different because this is a profit organization, for-profit organization. All right. Hey, this ain't charity work. Okay. This is different. You cannot conflate the two. Because it is a Christian product doesn't mean that everybody on cast, everybody that touches a camera, everybody that touches audio has to be saved. That is not true. Because sometimes the best talent may not be a Christian. If we want the best product, sometimes we're going to have to use somebody who may not share the same faith. But these people are willing to what? Lay their beliefs aside because, for one, it's a job to them. It's a job to them. And then as well, guess what? Wouldn't you want unbelievers to be in the midst of somebody like a Dallas Jenkins who's going to stay true to the faith and to the gospel and be influenced by him so that they can come to Jesus? Or do you just want to keep yourself in a bubble? This is where sometimes we as Christians be corny. I'm going to just say it like this. Sometimes this is where we as believers are very whack and corny. And I'm saying we, because I'm a believer. And we have to stop putting God in a box. He is not becoming like the world because he hired a unsaved individual who supports Pride Month. That was not his flag, y'all. That was one of his subordinates' flags. And guess what? Just like any workspace, you have the right to display what you want to display in your cubicle. If you're a Christian inside a call center and you have a cubicle, you're probably going to put something Christian themed on there. If a person is same, that's code, they're probably going to put something on their cubicle that represents what their beliefs are, and vice versa. And he gives them that liberty. And to say, no, you shouldn't because that is dictatorship. That is dictatorship, y'all. A couple people came to the faith because they were working under Dallas Jenkins and they saw what Jesus was and how Jesus changed his life and other people. Some of his subordinates gave their life to Christ. What else do we want? Sometimes we just want to be dictators just to be dictators because of our own personal convictions. So I ask and I pray, okay, before we start casting stones, seek understanding. Let's not assume people's motives. Okay, let's not do that. Let's seek understanding, be slow to speak, and stop being quick to eat our own. So guys, I ask that y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. But hey, until next time, grace and peace.